Bill Doyle was the
I know.
Doc, you just talked about the fact that you guys struggled on the spectrum in regulation, but then were able to still put up overtime.
Yeah, I give them a lot of credit. You know, they're undermanned. We, anticipated all the different lineups. You know, we knew they were going to go small. I told you guys that before the game. But it still was quirky, and it bothered us a little bit. They fought. And, I thought early on they were playing free, loose, and almost with even more intensity. And I thought we kind of, we joined in as well. It wasn't a pretty game, wasn't a pretty win, but it was a win. We had the 12-point lead. I think it was 12. I'm not sure. 11 to 12. And I thought we got into the habit of, milking the clock. And you just can't do that. You can't do that when the other team has two bigs. But when the other team has 5 guards on the floor, you absolutely can't do that. And we did that. We did miss some shots, but I thought we went late in the clock too often down the stretch. And that usually means bad shot or tough shot.
And then overtime.
Overtime was great. I thought we executed better. We got what we wanted. The one play for Rondo, we went for a 2-for-1. I think it was 34 seconds. I can't remember on the clock. That was a fake handoff, and Rondo drove. We were trying to get a quick 2-for-1 on that with the thought as we're up 2. Worst case scenario, if we missed the shot, if we defend and they even make the shot, we would have enough time to win the game. Rondo made the shot, which gave us even more time, so that was good for us.
Doc, Mark D'Amico.
Kevin made the shot.
Mark D'Amico, Celtics.com. You talked about starting out slow, and it seemed like Rajon was one of those players, but it seemed like at one point it just kind of snapped and he really started to get
I just thought he got, and it's for a point guard, they get mixed up sometimes. Executing, running the stuff. Sometimes for them that means not being aggressive. And, it was funny, we had an exchange in the third or fourth quarter. And I said, hey, you got to be aggressive. And he said, I thought you wanted me to run the stuff. I said, yeah, and be aggressive. You have to do both at the same time. And, and then finally I told him just be a scorer. Just attack. And I thought that freed him up a little bit.
Rob Blakely, Comcast Sportsnet. Doc, talk a little about with Mikal Petras, what he was able to do defensively.
Yeah, he was great. He's terrific. That's why we got him. The made shots are the gravy. With him, he's a terrific on-ball defender, and that's what he does. He has the ability to deny, get up into you. Joe Johnson there's not many better one-on-one offensive players in the league, and he had to guard him on an island a lot. And the fact that he was able to do a pretty good job allowed us not to have to help and rotate, and that's what they wanted us to do. That's why they had all the shooters out on the field.
One of the guys that you sometimes have put on Joe Johnson, Avery Bradley, wasn't out there.
Yeah.
Just give us an update on where he's at now.
Shoulder, shoulder went out, and he's had that problem all year. Usually they're able to, like a Lego, snap it back in. It wouldn't go back in. So we'll find out more tomorrow.
Steve? Doug, Steve at Boston Herald. Can you just talk about Ray? I'm guessing you didn't know a whole lot what to expect coming in.
No, I thought his legs were shot at the end. We started trying to use him for decoy. He was terrific. And like I told you before the game, someone asked me, would there be a minute restriction? I said no, because we don't know when he'll play again or not. So I'm getting everything I can get out of him each game. I'm saying that jokingly, but somewhat true as well. Tonight, honestly, we need him. It's amazing the difference when he's on the floor in our spacing and how much more difficult it is for guys to help.
You have no idea what going forward?
No, we're giving them the day off tomorrow because they're exhausted. And I don't want to rain the gym because he would do something, he would shoot or something. So that's unusual for us in the playoffs to give a day off, but they need one.
Right.
Yeah, Frank Gillette of the Boston Globe. Can you talk about Rajon? You're talking about he might try to do a little too much challenge.
No, he was good. I thought he was not doing enough early. I thought he was so focused on trying to. When you come back, you do one of the two things. You either do too much or you try to stay out of the way. And when you have a point guard, you really don't want him to stay out of the way. You want him to run the show. I just thought in the second half, he had a better grasp on the play calls. He got back in the rhythm. He was calling the right sets on the floor. And in the first half, he was searching for the right stuff to call. And I thought that made him tentative as well.
Final couple questions, Paul.
Doc, Paul Flannery, WEI. You've been talking about trying to get Kevin more space and everything. Did you feel like you got him a little bit better tonight?
A little better. We got to do better. I mean, a little better. But we have to do a better job as far as Kevin goes. You know, I thought early in the game it was a lot of jump shots, and we don't mind that because he's a great jump shooter. But we also we got to get him down low. We came out in one timeout, got him the duck in basket. But it was almost, it felt like tonight, the only way we can get him in the right spot is through an ATO, you know, and we have to be able to do that through the flow, not through timeouts.
And just to follow up real quick, defensively, I mean, they had a small lineup, he was pretty much the only big on the floor last time. How do you think he did tonight?
He was terrific, you know, they kept changing lineups, going 5 guards, Radmanovich, they went big, and Kevin had to do all the talking. He was basically the linebacker out on the floor all by himself, and that's hard. That's a hard job to do.
Final question, Doc, Peter.
Doc Peterman, ESPN Boston. You alluded to this a little bit ago, but the minutes that these guys play.
Yeah.
When you look down at that stat sheet, what's going through your mind when you see
too many minutes? Yeah, clearly. I got stuck with Kevin, honestly. Usually we take him out at the 6-minute mark in the fourth. That was right when we were starting to make a push, and with Rondo. So we took the gamble. We thought we could push the score up. We got it to 11, then they came right back. So, sometimes, honestly, as a coach, you take a gamble and think maybe we could put this away, get guys out, and it backfired. We did put them away, and so I was really worried going into overtime. Just looking at Paul, Kevin, and Rondo, they didn't look that fresh. And honestly, I looked at the other team; they looked pretty bad too. So that made me feel a little better. Thanks, guys.
Joe Johnson is up next.